You just got wrecked.
What's going on, guys? It's K-Dub here with another episode of Crypto Zombie. So today is Sunday. Hope you're having an awesome weekend, although I would assume you're having a pretty good weekend if you're holding some Bitcoin. Now, if we do have a look, you are seeing some mild red across the board today. This is to be expected. Last weekend, we were asking, would we actually see a $9,000 Bitcoin? Well, not only did we see a $9,000 Bitcoin, but this weekend we smashed through not only 10K, but also well into the $11,000 region before having what I believe to be a healthy retracement. Okay, nothing goes up in a straight line forever, but I will tell you what, we are seeing massive FOMO from institutions. You're now seeing some of that retail come back into the market, and I do want to discuss, because a lot of people keep bringing it up, are we going to be seeing this 30 to 40% pullback? Well, the thing is, I mean, how long are you going to wait for this 30 to 40% pullback, right? I mean, if we get all the way up to, if we had a pullback right now, you're still sitting above $7,000. So, you could have just bought then, but we're going to talk about that. We're going to discuss, good strategies. And I also want to talk about something that Bob Lucas said. He's an analyst that I respect very much so. And I think he made a really, really good point when it comes to, when is a good time to get in? Should I wait for the dip? Should I buy right now? We're going to talk about that. Also, shout out to the Crypto Zombie community. One of our members is actually selling, a church for Bitcoin. We're going to get into that as well. And I also want to talk about a project, because I know a lot of you guys are always asking me about, these altcoin gems, and, is there a potential chance to, because Bitcoin, people think that they can't make a big gains, right? Because Bitcoin's too expensive. So I do want to talk about an interesting project that actually has been put on my radar, and we'll get into that in a second as well. Also, friendly reminder, we are doing the Ledger Nano S giveaway tomorrow. And yes, I didn't forget about yesterday, so we will do that giveaway for yesterday's video at the end of this video. You guys got all that? Cool? All right. And if that sounds awesome to you, well, you guys know what to do. And if you're not subscribed yet, what are you waiting for? We do this every single day, even on Sundays. That's right, guys. So let's dive in. Let's have a look. Let me give this a quick refresh live and magically transport ourselves to night mode. So you can see we're currently sitting at a $324 billion market cap, with Bitcoin dominance sitting around 58.5%. Now we are seeing, actually it's a mix of red and green today. So you are seeing maybe potentially some of that Bitcoin profit getting redistributed into the altcoins. You do tend to see this, but what you'll notice is that it will be more of just top coins. For example, you have Grin up, Agricia still on a tear, Nebulous, GX Chain, Hypercash, Komodo, Verge, who apparently has a new logo. They may have had it for a while. I just noticed it right now. ABBC Coin, Energy. Definitely a fan of Energy, Bitcoin Cash, and Raven all doing quite well. So let's talk about what Bitcoin is doing. Let's talk about what we could see short term, potentially. And then I want to talk about strategies, and should we wait for a 30 to 40% pullback and then go all in? Should we be having some cash on the side? Obviously, nothing on this channel is financial advice. You guys know that. But we like to entertain some ideas. So you can see that Bitcoin is currently consolidating. This is on the lower time frame, the 4 hour. So probably by the time I put this video out, Bitcoin's going to have some kind of a move. Is it going to be a massive move? Are we going to dump all the way back down to, 8,500? Are we going to, explode upwards through 11,700? I don't know if it's going to be that massive based off of just this, but we do have declining volume and we are forming a little bit of a wedge. So I would expect Bitcoin to have a little bit of a move by the end of this day, okay? So we'll keep our eyes on that. Now, people are asking, what are these key levels? Well, right now, there's really not much to go off of except for these levels that we have, right? So we broke above it was around 9,900. It wasn't exactly on the $10,000 level. And that puts us into this blue zone right here. If we maintain in this blue zone and we just sort of bounce around for a while, that's very good. That's very healthy. Also, if we continue to go sideways, then yes, my friends, I do believe that we will see some altcoins start to move. When Bitcoin's not doing anything, well, that's when the altcoins come out to play, right? Now, if you're looking for that really bullish breakout, if let's say we do have a massive breakout out of this pennant and we skyrocket above, then we need to get above this $11,700 level. So basically this blue zone is the safe zone. If we break out to the upside, well then it's basically blue skies from there. We really don't have any resistance after 11,700. And if we go all the way back to 2017, I mean, we could literally just go to 20K, in a matter of a week or so. Not saying that we will, but it is a strong possibility. If you're looking at the bearish scenario and you think that we're going to break down, because that is also a possibility, let's be honest, after a massive run up like we've had recently, then the level levels, the red zone right here is sort of that danger zone where if we were to go to the bottom, we would actually close the CME gap. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, the trend is your friend until the end. We always say that. I thought I had the CME gaps pulled up. Maybe oh, here they are right here. Yeah, so these are the gaps. You can see we had one down here, and then we had one right here that we haven't filled. So there is a potential chance that we could, come down and fill that gap. But yes, like I did want to say, the trend is your friend until the end. And, when you look at this chart, why would you assume that we wouldn't continue to go upwards? I mean, even we've had these retracements already here. I mean, look, if we go back to just May 16th, Bitcoin had a retracement 20%, and that was that fat finger, thumb trade, whatever you want to call it. And then we even had one, arguably, we had a peak right here, and this was on May 30th, and we came down 18%. This took 5 days. And so there still is a potential chance for these, 18, 20% pullbacks. And yes, we could still have a pullback. I mean, we've already pulled back from the high right now. But I do want to just point out something interesting before we continue to look at the charts. And that you can see right here, one Bitcoin currently equals $10,575. And you can see the chart right here. We're slowly chugging along. We're getting back up. But what I think is interesting is don't search for Bitcoin to USD. Search for USD to Bitcoin. And when you do that, well, this is a very, very different looking chart. This is the US dollar compared to Bitcoin. And I think when you look at it in this perspective, it paints a much different picture. I mean, would you guys buy this? I mean, maybe if you're trying to buy the dip, right? But considering that I actually know what this USD coin is, just wanted to put that into perspective. I really think it helps to paint the picture. But I wanted to point out what Peter Brandt said. Now, the reason that I care about what this guy says is because he was the trader that accurately predicted the 84%, massive bear market that we had all through 2018. This guy saw it coming before it even happened. So now he's saying that Bitcoin takes aim at $100,000 as our next target. He says that Bitcoin is experiencing its fourth parabolic phase dating back to 2010. No other market in my 45 years of trading has gone parabolic on a log chart in this manner. Bitcoin is a market like no other. And you can see he's actually shown it on the picture right here. And this is logarithmic, right? If you're familiar with that, that's how we're able to show Bitcoin's 10-year life cycle and fit it all on one screen, right? And he also shows some of this, the history of Bitcoin parabolic advances, which I'll drop below as well. But the one thing I want to point out is look at how fast Bitcoin can move. And that's kind of what I've been trying to say, is that nobody, and I mean not even myself, no one I had spoken to in the beginning of the year thought we were going to see a $10,000 Bitcoin this soon. Okay, people were saying maybe by the end of the year we were going to see a $10,000 Bitcoin. And the point I'm trying to make is that Bitcoin continues to move faster and faster and faster as it goes higher and it gets that hype behind it. And you can see right here from November 2017 to December 2017, it took Bitcoin 9 days to go from 8,000 to 9,000. From 9,000 to 10,000, it only took 2 days. I'm not going to read it. You guys can see here, but look at this. 17 hours to go from 12 to 13. 4 hours to go from 13 to 14. And look at this. 10 minutes to go from 17,000 to 18,000. And 3 minutes to go from 18,000 all the way up to 19,000. And then we experienced the all-time high. And you guys know that. And when you really look at how much time was actually spent at the top, at the peak, it wasn't a lot. It wasn't a lot at all, guys. So that is something I just wanted to point out. And you can see right here, he does compare it to different types of IPOs. He has Netflix, Amazon, Apple, etc. And you'll see that Bitcoin clearly is blowing everything out of the water. Now, getting back to what Bob Lucas said, as you guys can see right here, I was looking up his 4-year cycle, which if you guys haven't seen that video yet, you should definitely check it out. Keep up on it. I do respect this guy. And yeah, he doesn't put out a lot of videos, but when he does, man, they pack a punch. So if you haven't subscribed to Bob Lucas, definitely check him out. Also, I'm going to give this video a like. Why not? But I want to play this clip from you really quick. And he sort of talks about that potential 30% pullback and, whether or not you should be waiting to get into that. And I thought he really just hit the nail right on the head. So I'm just going to play this real quick and then we'll get back to the video.
If you want to wait for a 30 to 40% retracement in this market, you may not get that. And for example, we haven't had one yet. We had around about 18% retracement recently, not enough for anybody that was waiting for a 30 to 40% pullback to reload. And what's happened since is the market's moved up by 40 to 50% each time. And now you're sitting at a point where if you are waiting for a 30% retracement, you still would be buying in at a level that is above what you were waiting for. Okay, so I know as price gets up and goes higher and it's up 180, almost 200% off the bottom, you start to think, well, it just has to be now, right? It's almost like walking into a casino and looking at a roulette table and seeing 10 reds in a row, and you think, well, black's next, it has to be black, right? There is no reason why, it can't be any other way. There's been 10 red spins. But of course, we know that each spin is independent and it's 50-50 chance. And it's not an exact analogy, but it gives you the sense that if you're looking at this prior move, or this recent move, and thinking, well, it's overextended, it's gone too far, it has to pull back right now, then I think you're not looking at this market from the correct lens. What we're seeing right here is a massive scramble to accumulate Bitcoin.
So what we're seeing here is a massive scramble to accumulate Bitcoin. And he goes on to talk about how, this is really where those sellers capitulated. This is where those people that finally said, I can't take the market anymore, sold. And the thing is, if they were going to continue to sell, well, they would have, but they didn't. And they stopped. So markets only go up when the last person sells. Not literally the last person, but you guys know what I mean figuratively, when the last person says, I'm not going to sell any cheaper. And that last person said 3,100 was the cheapest that they were going to sell. And we have continued upwards, and there's absolutely no reason to assume that we won't continue going upwards. He also talks about in the video, let's say we do have that 30% pullback. Well, then the question is, why weren't you just buying Bitcoin around 7,000? It would have really been the same either way, right? And yes, there is the chance of these CME futures gaps getting filled, which is why I want to keep it very realistic. But I just thought that was worth pointing out, guys. So also, if you guys don't believe that there is some massive action, look at all of this crazy whale movement that's been moved lately. You have 499 Bitcoin, 555, 777, 1,222. I mean, look at this. These are upwards of 5.9 million dollars, 5.3 million, 13 million, 69.7 million. Transferred to an unknown wallet. And these aren't from exchanges. These aren't wallets that we know. These are unknown wallets. These are whales actively trading, potentially moving, buying, right? We heard that the OTC market was starting to dry up. And I wanted to talk about what Binance put out in their institutional markets insight. And then after this, I do want to talk about a project that recently caught my attention. A lot of people are talking about it, and it's actually US citizen friendly. So we're going to get into that in just a second. But you can see right here, they say long-term investing is one of the most popular strategies for large and institutional clients. So from the perspective of large market players, Bitcoin is expected to maintain its dominance by the end of 2019, with its market cap expected to represent 40% to 60% of the industry total cap. And remember, the altcoins really don't see those massive rallies, or at least they haven't in the past, until Bitcoin tends to go below that 50% dominance, right? So that's what we keep our eyes on. And finally, they say regulation, both local and global, seem to be the key indicator that investors look for, as it was ranked both the largest risk and key growth driver for the future of cryptocurrency and digital asset industry. Furthermore, new product offerings such as brokerage services and the creation of new derivatives markets also are expected to be key drivers of the future growth for this industry. Remember yesterday, CME futures hitting all-time high. These guys are interested. They are accumulating, they are playing the game, and they are betting on Bitcoin, and the bulls are in full control. Now, speaking of Binance, this is what I wanted to talk about. So you could see here, there's a proposal for a listing of this coin called TIXL, right? So I've been hearing about it. I had a look at it. So basically, we're going to go into what this is, and then I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about how it's actually US friendly. It's a privacy coin, I know, and I'm not really a huge fan of privacy coins, to be honest with you. You know that on the channel, but this particular one caught my attention, and I'm going to tell you why. So they say TIXL is a new privacy coin that allows instant and zero fee transactions at the same time. Interesting. Now, we use a DAG in combination with the Stellar Consensus Protocol, although they are moving to Binance Chain. We'll talk about that in a second. So since we have no fees, we implement an IOTA-like micro proof of work algorithm for spam protection. Last but not least, we use zero knowledge proofs to hide transaction senders, amounts, and receivers. So do you hear what I'm saying right now? We have instant, feeless, DAG, Nano, guys. That's basically Nano, but with privacy. So now we're talking about Nano with privacy. That caught my attention right there. We're going to talk about it. We're going to continue to look at this. So you can see right here, what is the business model of the project? Well, this is what I liked about it. As the founders of the project, we will own 5% of the total token supply. That's it. 5%, guys. So yes, it is pre-mined, but it's pretty fair distribution from what I can see right here. They're only going to have 900,000 tokens. That is a very Very small amount, very, very, very low cap. And here's the thing that I think is probably the most important. Is your token a security? No, it's not. To ensure that we've been discussing it with certain authorities in Germany. So we are literally talking about basically a privacy Nano, a privacy-focused Nano, right? Now, you could download this is right on their website. This is their pitch deck. You can literally find it right on the website. So I just wanted to look at this super quick. And by the way, guys, this isn't sponsored or anything like this. This is literally just a project that I'm interested in, and I just wanted to share it with you guys. Also, not financial advice, by the way. Like, don't just go buy this thing because I'm talking about it, but I do want to just discuss it. So you can see right here, it's 0 fees, right? Instant, just like Nano. So they use a DAG. Also, it says quantum secure crypto systems, NTRU plus XMSS to ensure that transactions stay private. Okay. They talk about market size. They compare it to Dash. So you could basically see that even Mimblewimble, it says that even when published unconfirmed transactions, TX inputs and outputs are still visible, etc. So they're potentially saying that what they're using could be better. Obviously, I'm not a developer. I don't know that specifically, but privacy by default, instant 0 fees, quantum resistance. So yeah, I mean, if you guys want, you can check this out. They go into the team, everything like that. So I'll drop that below. But I mean, the thing that really just stuck out to me was just I remember how crazy people went over Nano. Do you guys remember like how crazy the Nano craze was back in the day? I mean, look at this chart. So obviously this is in Bitcoin. I'll switch it to dollars just because I know it's a little easier to comprehend. Even though if you're in crypto, you should compare it to Bitcoin, but it's easier to look at dollars. I mean, Nano was going for about 10 cents for quite some time, and it literally pumped. And I'm talking within 1 month. It went from 10 cents to $34. 10 cents to $34 in 1 month. That was the Nano craze back in the day. So I'm thinking to myself, what happens if you take Nano and you implement privacy features into it? So this could definitely be pretty interesting, guys. So what they're doing right now that they're not on Binance, they're actually doing a pre-ICO, right? So they have it at $20 right now, and then phase 2 goes to $50, and then the IEO or the IDO itself, obviously if they're going to be going to the Binance DEX, it's going to be an IDO. Now don't forget Raven protocol, that sold out in 1 second. 1 second. That was the first IDO. If these guys do end up being the second IDO, now there's not confirmation. Obviously, they've only put the proposal out. It doesn't mean that they're an official coin. It doesn't mean that they're definitely going to get listed on Binance. But, if they do, that could be potentially massive. And by the way, the reason I believe this is so expensive is because there's such a small amount of tokens. That's why the tokens cost more, because the supply is low. So, yeah. And full transparency, guys, I pretty much already had a little bit of a dabble with this. I'm not going to lie, because, listen, in crypto, it's all about risk versus reward, right? Not financial advice. I'm not telling you to do this. Don't ever listen to anything this crazy guy says on the channel. But considering that it is a privacy-focused token, it is basically the only DAG privacy competitor that I'm aware of, that I know of, unless you guys know of something else with Nano. I think there could be some hype around it. And if it is the second IDO on Binance, or Binance DEX, I think that would be a perfect whirlwind of opportunity. So as you can see right here, look, you could just go right here, Ethereum, right? And enter your amount of Ethereum. So let's say 30 Ethereum. And look, there's no KYC until you go, for some reason they have it above 10,000. So like if I was to do like 500 Ethereum, well, then I would need to do KYC. But if you're doing anything under $10,000, it doesn't matter, because it's a privacy coin. They don't know who they're sending it to, right? So I just wanted to point that out, guys, moving forward. So yeah, I mean, let me know what you guys think about TIXL. Please do your own research on this. Don't just buy this because I said to, but it is USA friendly. There is no KYC up to 10,000, and they are currently trying to get listed on Binance DEX. It is just a proposal. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of a heads up. I don't have a referral link for this. This isn't anything that I'm trying to cash in on. I just want to let you guys know that this is out there and it has potential. But obviously, don't put in anything that you couldn't afford to lose. So I just wanted to just bring that up, guys. So have a look at that. Let me know what you think. And also, there was this that they dropped as well. This was a Medium article. So, a lot of people are always asking me about potential cryptos that could have gains, privacy-focused, DAG, feeless, instant. I haven't seen something like this yet. So, it's kind of like bomb token, right? Like that was something we had never seen. And then we had seen a bunch of other people start to make tokens like that as well. And you saw bomb token did 20x, right? So I just think that we get excited when we have new things in the crypto space. Like, so this is something new, in my opinion. So that's why, definitely check that out. So that's enough on that, guys. Obviously not financial advice. The website, by the way, it's TIXL.me if you're interested, okay? So that's enough on that. I know everyone's always asking for picks, so I don't know, guys. It could do well, it could bomb, okay? Don't kill the guy that was talking about it. I just wanted to bring it up, okay? So this is interesting. Somebody said, what do you think? Which cryptos do you think would have the potential to knock Bitcoin off of its number one position in the next 3 years? Now, personally, I don't think anything's going to knock Bitcoin off in the next 3 years, but you do have a few answers. So number one, they seem to think IOTA, which is also a DAG, keep in mind. And they're saying with the Tangle. Then they also say Quark Chain or potential Zilliqa with sharding. I would actually even say, if you're going to talk about sharding, I mean, guys, you got Harmony, and don't forget Elrond too. Elrond is going to be really good when they come out. And then they also talk about Elastos as well and Holochain. So that's interesting. Do you guys think there's a coin that could potentially dethrone Bitcoin? Let me know below. We also have more good news from Grayscale Investments. They've introduced their Ether-based security product called Grayscale Ethereum that's now tradable through over-the-counter markets. This means that investors looking to gain exposure to Ether need not hold the underlying crypto asset itself, although I'm not a fan of that. I don't like when you don't actually own your own coins and tokens, but hey, options are options, right? That's actually why I like backed futures, because it's physically settled, but this is still very positive news moving forward. And yes, this is what I want to talk about before we go. We do have a member of the Crypto Zombies community. He reached out to me and he was like, hey, I'm selling a church, St. Lawrence's Church in County Durham. You can see right here, so it's going for 1.2. And yeah, look, the vendor is willing to accept the cryptocurrency Bitcoin as a method of payment. The final sale price in Bitcoin is to be agreed and confirmed with the vendor and will depend on the market value of Bitcoin at the time of sale. St. Lawrence's Church dates to 1871 and was designed by the Darlington-based architect J.P. Pritchett. So yeah, guys, check this out. This is pretty interesting for sure. So if you're interested, you can buy a church with Bitcoin. There you guys go. Definitely reach out if you're interested. And, or you could just buy Libra token and, get used to seeing messages like this pop up. So that being said, we do have a Ledger Nano S to give away from yesterday's video. So we have to go over here to yesterday's video. You guys want a Ledger Nano? Pause that. Copy this. Go over here. All right, let's check this out. How many unique comments do we have today? Trying to make this video quick, guys, today for you guys. Wow, 1,146 unique comments. That is a lot of comments. Hopefully some of them are for the Ledger. I think they will be, most likely. I know you guys get pretty excited. Need that Nano. So, Vincent, I assume you're talking about this Nano. So yeah, you know what to do. Just go to the main page over here. You can either join the Telegram group, absolutely free. I'm an administrator. You can hit me up there, or you can go to my official email, which is my only email that I use, okay? Don't ever listen to anybody down in the comments, any of these scammers trying to get you to send them money. That is not me. You can only officially reach me by going to my About section or going to my Telegram. And that being said, guys, thank you so much for another wonderful day in crypto. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. What are we doing right now? So we're still just consolidating. I do expect there to be some kind of a move. We may retest this line and this resistance could become support, or we could just go straight to the moon. You never know with Bitcoin, but you don't want to be on the wrong side of the coin when it does go the other way. So that being said, thank you so much for coming back to the channel. You guys rock. You're the reason that I do this every single day. Also, I'm still giving away a Ledger tomorrow. So, yesterday's video and today's video still do count. So thank you so much. I freaking love you guys. Obviously, nothing on this channel is financial advice, okay? ICOs, IDOs, they're inherently risky, but, first US friendly one, I figured why not give it a shot. Plus privacy, DAG, I don't know. It could be worth a gamble, guys. Could be worth a small percent, but don't listen to me, guys, okay? So that being said, hope you enjoy your weekend. I look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. Hopefully we continue on this amazing journey that is Bitcoin, because the trend is your friend until the end. And that being said, thank you so much. My name is K-Dub. This is Crypto Zombie. Until next time, stay crypto. and peace out.